Hello, my beautiful people. Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to more CS news. And what's better than some major drama before the major even begins? So first off, before we get things rolling, leave a comment down below. How are you guys doing? Where are you from? What are you sipping on? I am on 150 milligrams of caffeine and feeling pretty good. And it was some of the biggest drama over the past few days about this major being hosted by StarLadder, who seemingly, maybe, have ruined their reputation ahead of this major. And I'm going to be very careful talking about this topic because I don't want to be copyright struck. I don't want my videos covering the entire major day by day to get taken down, and I am scared of that. And I think for good reason. If you guys have not seen the debate around this and the said drama, it was initially announced that StarLadder and this major would be partnering up with a gambling partner. I am not going to name them. Hopefully me showing it in any way in future clips does not get this taken down. I'm not sure that's the case, and I'm just crossing my fingers, but they have partnered with a gambling partner for the entire major, and this leads to a few complications because at first, when this was announced, it was believed that because it's a gambling partner, supposedly not allowed on YouTube and not allowed on Twitch, it was a way for StarLadder and maybe Kick to funnel streamers to stream on Kick, where all of these gambling partners are allowed. There's less restrictions and there's no need to worry about being copyright struck as long as you co-stream the upcoming major on Kick, not Twitch or YouTube. And I would show you guys Renyan's initial explanation of all of this. I kind of just TLDR'd it. He said it way better than I did, but I can't show you that clip because after he explained this, just after naming the name of the gambling partner and just me saying the G word, I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, his video on YouTube was taken down. So YouTube, I'm not partnered with, sponsored by, or doing any of that for this major. I'm not taking any of that. I'm not partnered with it. Please don't take me down. But people left with maybe a bad taste in their mouth of, oh no, is the only way to co-stream this major or to watch a co-stream of it on Kick, which is a platform that some don't agree with because it promotes gambling. And you guys can think what you want about that. I think for me personally, what I'm bothered by most is it does seem, based on communications that Renyan has showed me between him and StarLadder, there is some sort of partnership here or some sort of thing going on where StarLadder is trying to encourage streamers to co-stream on Kick, when in reality, you might actually be allowed to co-stream over on Twitch. And we've already seen some streamers picking their pockets. One of the biggest streamers out there, that being Gaulis, has already announced he'll be streaming the entire major on Kick. And the reason why, we all know, is the huge amount of money and incentives that comes with the Kick Creator Program. So I'm not judging him, I'm not blaming him, but that is why he has made that decision. I think for me, it's the best viewing experience is not on Kick. If I'm being honest, I love watching on YouTube and I love watching on Twitch. That is just where I have the best experience. And so it leaves some open-ended questions of where all the other co-streamers will decide to go. If the big money is on Kick, will they still be allowed fully to stream on Twitch and YouTube? Will they even choose that where the direct competitor is a place they can stream without worry and offer probably a lot more money? So at the point of me recording, we're still waiting for other streamers to announce, like Onepixel, maybe someone like Flom and others, and if the approval will actually go through for other platforms. According to Twitch, it is not against their copyright section. They'll be allowing co-streams. It's really going to come down to how it's enforced once the major begins, though, because we've seen kinks and hiccups with these kind of systems in the past. So yeah, there's major co-streaming drama for this major, and StarLadder, not in the best of eyes. Even someone like Tweeday had announced that how this is not, in the best taste for viewership of a major, and we're pretty much selling out a major. And even after he'd already been allowed to co-stream that major, then StarLadder hit him up and said, we're going to deny it instead because they probably saw his tweet. Bad look from StarLadder. I don't mind them making money and all this, but when it comes to a major, it does suck to see maybe some funneling to a platform that does not allow for the best viewership of the event, which is supposed to be our pinnacle event. So what do you guys think about all this? And sorry for talking about it for so long because there's so much other news to get into. And another big thing is North America, we are imploding and ruining our shot at this major because you guys know how last major went, right? I was done covering North America in about 2.5 days. It was madness. Was it just about no NA teams made it out of stage 1. Am I wrong? And wasn't it none of us? Either way, some terrible news coming from the NRG camp, as it will be another big blow and kind of an exciting one for someone like Nitr0, but not exciting for the rest of us, as he is expecting his kid to be on the way throughout this major, and he will be home to welcome his child. I can't fault him for that. I can't blame him, although there are some jokes out there about maybe planning your kids' schedules around a major birth. But unfortunately for NA and NRG fans, it will be Nitr0 now out and Coach Daps in. I would say still a pretty good replacement. And I mean, honestly, given the expectations of many of the NA teams here, I don't think it's that big of a deal in the long run. It's just a blow to my little NA heart and some terrible great news at the end of the day. So NRG, the first team ahead of this major, already making roster changes. And no, the NA news does not stop there, because Wildcard is now also, I mean, we need to make an individual video on the mismanagement and the implosion of this NA team, who once was touted as the best North American roster for a short period of time there, and had, I believe last major, probably the best chances to make a further run. And I don't even know where to begin, as they have now announced their entire roster is just pretty much done. Fiku's contract is set to expire. Peeping is now on the bench, and 3 of their most important members, that being Fuzi, Stannis, and most importantly JBA, are on the transfer list. We await to see where they will be going. There's no more wildcard. Just like that. I don't really know what's going on. I don't know how you fall this far, this fast. And I'm going to leave it there, because the anger is seeping through. Wildcard have one of the most mismanaged teams we have ever seen in North America, and it seems they are no more. More importantly, though, moving on from that, this core players, if they're all on transfer together, we'll wait to see details on that. It's an important core. It's a pretty solid core, especially as NA rosters do go. I love to see a young up-and-coming talent like JBA. I would have loved to see where this roster could have gone before they, benching Fuzi. And then he went to 9 on loan. They recall him. Now he's back. Sonic's gone. And then Stanislaw was gone. And then now Stanislaw is also back. And then Peeping also came along. It was a whole freaking mess. All right. I'm going to leave my anger at the door. Wildcard is done. What do y'all think about it? And the reason why many of you guys are probably here, surprisingly, no one really talking about this one. And I'm not trying to make anything of this, because Rain is so not the drama type, but I was just surprised no one had really talked about this aside from a few comments out there as 100 Thieves continue. And I was going to say 100 Thieves, right? Building out a big core out there. Supposedly Gamer Legion core was set to join. We have so many players available that maybe could fill those spots. I don't think the core of Wildcard, especially with 100T denying the NA rumors, makes sense. But you look at some young guns out there that are still available. You got Crimbo out there. You got Magix out there. Elige has been on the table. Wait, I'm so stupid. Elige? Why did I just say Elige? There's a lot of talent out there who could join them, but it was in their first episode with Rain, towards the end of this, where Rain had said, back on phase they had a stand-in, and he got into a little argument. Rain almost shouted, and I was like, whoa, I would hate to be in the room to see Rain shout. I would immediately curl up into a ball. And so people thinking, did him and S1mple go head-to-head on some things, and he stood his ground.
Have you yelled at one of your players? Like, when's the last time you yelled at a player? You got so angry.
Oh, that's actually not so long ago. It was we had a stand-in our team and we had a discussion and it got a little bit heated.
Dude, that had to be so hard to break you.
No, I mean I get frustrated and I get angry, but I don't yell. I would say I just start talking a bit louder.
No, it's a good thing actually that you reserve yourself. And I'll tell you a story from when I was coaching the Valorant team for 100 Thieves. I was a similar way. I would come in reserved because I
was trying to think who else this could be. I don't think stand-in wise Jacob's going to join the team and all of a sudden stand up to Rain in any sort of conversation. So it was oh wow, and what was the argument over? And he kind of stood his ground, and he wants to make the calls. That's what I took from this, is he wants to actually have some input for once. He wants to stand his ground on some things, and he wants to run a team as an IGL. So kind of respectable out of Rain. I think there was a no name in that for a reason. I think because he knew if he did name S1mple, it would come to this. I'm sorry, guys. I cover CS News, all right? I just got to leave it as a conversation piece, and I'm sure they're fine now, both going their separate ways. which is ironic because people thought Rain was going to join S1mple at BC Game if Rain was talking about S1mple here. Can you guys tell I had too much caffeine today? But anyway, y'all, that is the CS drama as we head into the CS Major. I am so excited. Now, of course, the CS Major does start over Thanksgiving, which means I will be home in my room with my travel kit trying to cover all of these crazy matches. I'm going to do my best, guys, to keep up with news. My DMs are open. My comments are open. If you guys see anything you want me to cover, make sure to keep me informed, and I'll try and watch as much as possible. But it's been crazy. I just hope we can watch the Major, all right? I got nothing against Kick. I don't mind them whatsoever, but when it comes to a CS Major, I want to watch it on a platform that is great for all of us and all of us chatters, which for me personally right now is Twitch or YouTube. I hope there's no co-streaming drama. We'll see where OnePixel goes. These guys are making so much money, and I record videos on a wooden desk that is $6 retail value. Till next time, you take care of yourselves, all right? I'll see you back here soon. Ta-ta.